All right, so chat, last time we talked about my most hated character I ever fought against within a fighting game. Now it's time to talk about my actual favorite character I've ever played within a fighting game. Do you guys know what that is? My most favorite character I've ever played in any fighting game is definitely Elphelt Valentine in Guilty Gear XRD. Now this character, if you guys know the horror stories of people had about this character, you would know she was something fierce. And I mean, this character was mad stupid. So this is footage from a tournament, a regional that happened up in Richmond, Virginia. This is me versus VR Raiden, well-known soul player, long-time soul player for Guilty Gear. So this is winners finals, and it's me versus him. This is 1.0 Elphelt. This character was mad ignorant. Now Elphelt has always been dumb in the game, like she's always been mad strong, but this version of Elphelt was actually just plain stupid. So let me explain what this character actually did. So in this game, Elphelt's a character that tries to play a RPS or a shooter, a first-person shooter on you while you're trying to play a fighting game. She's over here. She got shotguns. She has grenades. She has a pistol. She has a rocket launcher. She has a sniper. So she has two stances in this game. She has a sniper stance and she has a shotgun stance. Now, pretty much everything that she does in the shotgun stance is pretty much plus in this version before they nerf things. S is plus. Pretty much the H is plus. The hold version of H is plus. And she has a command grab, and the P button is plus as well. She also has an invincible roll inside of it as well. They even give her more tools later on where she could do the roll into shotgun stance later. So the pond berry that she throws out, this is the most stupidest thing they ever made. And I don't think they ever will make a mistake like this again. I hope not. So in this version of the game, when you throw out the pond berry, it stays out even if you get hit. So it's one of those things where like you have to worry about it even if you call out the opponent for doing something bad. So it's so stupid because like say if she throws it out for Oki, so you always do it for Oki and you just go for pressure, but then you DP, you can land on the grenade after a DP and she gets a full-on combo because you decided to call her out for her pressure and you made the right read and you land on the grenade and I get to punish you for your read. It's ridiculous. So it leads to tons of damage. And the sniper, I didn't even talk about the sniper yet. So the sniper, when you actually fully hold it, is actually like a full sniper. You actually have to like move the retina yourself. You have to like move the reticle. Now, when you put it in one spot and you hold it there, it becomes an unblockable attack. So this character has legit unblockable setups. So the grenade has different levels. There's level 1, 2, and 3 of the grenade. So when you actually toss the grenade at level 3, it has the most amount of block stun. So you use that with the YRC mechanic of this game, which actually slows the game down and give you time to do things. So it slows your opponent down. You have time to pull out the sniper. You have time to get the unblockable reticle as they're in block stun, and you hit them with the unblockable. They get exploded by the grenade, which, by the way, the grenade you actually can explode manually with your shot. So her plenty of things can do it. Her rocket launcher super can do it. Did I mention she has a rocket launcher? So her rocket launcher super can do it. Her pistol 5-8 shots can do it, and her shotgun can do it, and of course her sniper can do it. So you hit them with the actual shot and then they blow up and you have time to run up in the for a combo. Now this is a setup you do only in the corner, but it pretty much, you can do it off everything. Throw, unblockable. Random hit, unblockable. It doesn't matter what it is. You get a hit, you have 50 meter, you going into unblockable for them, baby, and it was free. Later on, they made it to where you could still do the unblockable, but it was like 25 meter to do it. You had to spin a little bit extra meter to do it. But in this version, it's so easy to do. It's extremely easy. So yeah, this is winners finals of the actual set. As you see, I'm losing right now, but I started to adjust later on in the set. This character was completely ridiculous, like the amount of things she could do. One thing also that made her mad privileged was, of course, she has one of the best anti-airs in the game. Close slash is ridiculous, so it's proximity normal. Think about it like Milia's close slash right now, how high it hits, but the hitbox is way higher than the hurt box on this. Like it's better. It's way better than Milia's close slash. Actually, it's extremely better. There's no hurt box to hit. It's just she's just popping bottles and you're just getting hit. The character does mad damage, always plus, super burst safe in a lot of the stuff that she do, and her normals are just ridiculous. Like she has so many normals that have no hurt box on them, so she just has like a lot of priority stuff like that too. So for some reason they programmed in the game, if she hits with the final hit of her 5-8, so it does like 5 shots, if she hits with the final hit, no matter if you don't get hit by any of them, but you get hit by the final hit in the air, it gives her a hard knockdown situation. So she gets a hard knockdown off of this. So because she could get that, and because it always caused a hard knockdown, that means no matter where she was on the screen, if she tagged you with her far slash, unlike most characters in the game, she got a hard knockdown. The thing about XRD was not a lot of characters, or characters really didn't get hard knockdowns from their farthest pokes like that. From far slashes, you had to spend meter if you want to convert. But her conversions just happened. This, you see right there, he made the... I'm sorry. He made the right read right here, right? Air through me, landed right on a grenade. Myoki, right? It's so stupid. But yeah, so it's ridiculous what this character can do, man. It was absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, they toned her down a bit, but she was still a very strong character. But when I say you had to use little to no brain to beat people, it was ridiculous. Her combos did mad damage. So many things burst safe. It was a good time. This character was wild. Like, if you were playing 1.1 Elphelt or 1.0 Elphelt and you weren't winning, if you weren't beating people, I don't know what you were doing wrong, because it was almost impossible not to beat even strong players with this character. That's how good she was. At this time, I did not know who VR Raiden was. And people were very surprised. This is my first time playing the game, of like me beating him in the sets and stuff like that when we played, because I beat him 2 times in tournament. This is the second time we met in tournament, so I beat him 2 times in tournament. And people were like, you know, like, oh man, you're really good. And I'm like, I don't know if it's just me. I almost felt like bad that I was playing Elphelt at this time, because I didn't know, and this was a reason sort of I wanted to switch to Millia, because I was like, I didn't know if my character was carrying me, or if I was actually just improving in the game, or I was like as strong as people thought I was. Elphelt was definitely carrying me, by the way. I'm gonna be 100% honest. This character was, later on, I was like, oh, this character is definitely carrying. Very, very strong character. But just talking about the match overall. So right here, it's 2-0 right now, and this is winners finals, and I have to, this is first to 3, so I have to run this back. So okay, I'm down. She has massive normal, like I said, a 6H huge button. You get a counter hit, massive damage. He's trying to instant block everything. So in this game, unlike Strive, instant blocking actually do reduce the frame data. So he's trying to like get some more frame advantage off of my normals, because of course all of that's plus what I'm doing. He did a nice chase right there. When I ever do that, if I like press the P, which is her like flower toss, I'm trying to get grenade. He DP'd through it. He messed up, so I mashed P. He tries to command grab. Oh, I didn't convert there. This is very early in the game too, so I really didn't know too much of like how I was doing. I'm still trying to like figure out like how I want to play the game, figure out like, you know, the Gatlings and stuff. This is, at this time, I think this is my, no, I've been playing fighting games for a decent minute at this time. I think at this time this is my 3rd fighting game that I played, because at this time I played Persona, then BlazBlue came out, and then this game came out. So at this time I have a decent amount of fighting game experience. So I'm not new to fighting games at this point. I'm just new to Guilty Gear. So this is my 2nd tournament, and this is, I want to say, probably like 3 weeks into the game, 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm doing okay, but not as like well as I should probably be. But yeah, so this is how stupid it is. That's plus, by the way. Her super is plus. Shotguns, he's just holding all this. It does massive chip damage too, by the way, because for some reason she needed that too. So command grabbing off his, comboing off his super, I mean command grabs. Oh, and so okay. So one other thing that made Elphelt extremely strong in this game, by the way, is in this game tech buttons were very strong. So if you know in Strive, you can't tech in the air in that game really. You have to like land on the ground. So if like someone drops something, it's kind of hard for, you know, if someone is doing a combo, you sort of just have to land on the ground before you can actually do anything. In this game, you tech in the air, and so you have a certain amount of invul frames when you tech. But the way the invul, it was so many invul frames. Some people hate about this game how many invul frames were actually in it. But the thing about Elphelt was her jump S was so fast and so good, because it hits from behind and it's extremely fast, very large hitbox. So it actually had enough. It was so fast that it actually extended the duration of the actual invul. So what I mean by that is like you were pretty much attacking the person with an invul jump slash attack, because it was that fast. It was fast enough to where you were still in the invul frames when you were hitting the opponent. And once again, it could cross up, it's very big, so it's very hard for people to deal with, unless they were like going to call it out with like a 6P, or they had like a DP or something they were going to try to call out with. Very annoying button to deal with. All right, so Back here, oh, YRC. YRC was a very strong mechanic in this game. I know some people didn't like it that much. Oh man, the DP combos on Soul. Yeah, those are nice. DP counter hit in the air into Fafnir. That was something fierce. You didn't want to get hit by that. He got some pretty nice damage. Elphelt combos. If I would have delayed that, I probably could have got the explosion on the grenade and actually got a better combo. So at this point, my combos weren't optimized as they should be. If I knew the like optimal stuff, I would have did a lot better in this tournament. Obviously, I'm in winners finals, so obviously I was doing good enough, but I could have been doing a lot better. Also, I didn't understand the way of Guilty Gear. So Guilty Gear being a game that's very important about hitbox and hurtbox interactions. So me not understanding that, I really didn't play into the fact that Soul here can like sweep under my 2D. Now Soul 2D is very good for low profile and period, but Elphelt has a low hitting standing normal, which is her 5k. I believe it's plus as well too, so she has a plus low standing low. Now I could use my 5k to beat his preemptive 2Ds in neutral, but because I didn't understand the hitbox hurtbox interactions, or specifically in this matchup, I wasn't utilizing that to my advantage. So you don't really see me using a lot of 2S or 5k in this matchup to actually beat Soul using 2D. Now I would do that if I was playing against another Soul. I would use more 5k and 2S to try to snipe 2D attempts inside of neutral. But at this point in the game, I didn't know stuff like that, so I'm definitely not using it. So still trying to run this back. Got me in the corner. Very scary because command grab come anytime. At this point in the game, I'm not too familiar with OS guards, so I don't know how to do fuzzy jumps and stuff like that. So anything that I'm like trying to jump for like command grab sakes, I'm holding up for dear life, and hopefully I can win. That's my perspective right now. This is a very tough match for me to win, but in this game you can come back extremely fast when it comes to your pressure. I think also in this tournament, I don't think I know unblockables yet either. I spent 100 meter for that combo. That was probably really bad to do, but luckily I'm in here. Grenade is there. Watch this. He has to respect it. It's so good. He has to respect it. Look at the priority on the shotgun, by the way. Also, the 2H is a double hitting move. I believe it's a double hitting low as well. Or is it a low? I don't remember if it's a low. But it is a very strong attack. As you see, it has a lot of priority. So I made it back 2-2. When you actually have momentum in this game, it is very hard to get people off of you. You do have, of course, you can spend 50 meter to do a knockback. But knockbacks in this game aren't as strong as they are inside of Guilty Gear's Strive. So when you do the YRC in Strive, that's way stronger than it is this game. It's very hard to deal with YRCs, but it's a lot easier to deal with people's like knockback moves. You have a little bit more freedom in this game. A lot more normals are jump cancelable and stuff in this game as well, so it's a little bit more easier to bait them out. And sometimes you have weird interactions where like the way the two characters cross each other, sometimes it would just straight out whiff, even though it like whiffs through you. It's very weird how like the interactions and stuff work with it. But yeah, at this time I don't think I know unblockables yet either, and it's weird. It's like we're 3 to 4 weeks in the game and I don't even know how to do an unblockable yet. That's just a testament to how strong this character was and how slow I was at learning. This game also has a pretty big story that we'll talk about one day. My struggle with trying to clean up my inputs. We'll talk about that story another time. But here we go. Last match of the set. Raiden is on match point. I have to try to run this back. I think he's trying to take my burst. He's trying to look for my burst or something. That's why he's holding up like that. Or like not pressing anything after he's doing this his button. That button right there, extremely dumb. It goes through projectiles like that, and it's plus, so if he blocked it, I still had a chance to run. There's the roll through, command grab into that. He has to hold the Oki, blow that, plus frames. I think right there, he actually tried to use the knockback. Did he spin the meter, or was that 6p? Yeah, he tries to use the knockback, yeah. So he tries to get me off of him for 50 meter, as you can see here. He tries to use it, nope, too far away, and then he gets shot. It did JP, which had invul on it. But I once again caught mashing because invul frames close slash. Very, very strong button. A lot of this is about every button I'm talking about. Oh, Elphelt is pretty strong. Her 2D is also really good too. Her 2D actually low profiles a lot of DPs in the game as well for some reason. It's like it's far enough to where it can hit them, but it can't hit you. So it's pretty good. So she has a pretty good 2D on top of that as well. Like again, he's trying to instant block everything. She also builds up wrist gauge extremely fast, by the way. For some reason, her wrist gauge building is very good. It's like almost a soul level as of right now. This character is the reason I like Elphelt too is because this character is very freeform. Like, there's so much creativity in the way you can do setup. She's a very setup heavy character. So she's not like she's a set play character like Milia, but as far as like having like unreactables, it's less about unreactable stuff and just about the amount of options that this character actually had at her disposal. So Elphelt just had so many options at her disposal when it came to the things she could do. It just made it to where you just didn't know what setup she was going for, because she can like throw the grenade in the air and come down. It like made it to where she's a fast fall, so she could like throw the grenade in the air and like instantly go low. She had an overhead for her 6P, which they later gave actual invo. So all 6Ps in the game, you know, is the anti-air. Well, Elphelt didn't have one. She was the only character in the game that didn't have a traditional 6P. Her 6P was an overhead. But later on, they gave the overhead invo. So it's an overhead. It's an overhead anti-air. I kid you not. It has the invo like a regular 6P, but it's also still an overhead. They actually just gave it to her in like Rev 2 or Rev 1. I forgot exactly which one. But yeah, so she has like an overhead. Not that really. It's not that fast though. But it's just the amount of plus frames she could give herself, plus the amount of setups that she could have, plus unblockables and stuff, and like, you know, just her ability to convert off just about everything with high damage, high risk building, just made her a extremely volatile character, on top of course the actual grenade stuff that she could do, right? So you just didn't know about what she was going to do. You didn't know what the setups was, and just trying to get out of her pressure was just an absolute nightmare. She's always plus. It's like, even if you instant block, you felt like it was hopeless. Like, you instant block and you still get hit because of how fast everything she was doing. The shots are just so fast with the reloading and stuff like that. You get like perfect reloads and stuff. So it was extremely hard just to deal with her, even with good defense. But yeah, that's pretty much it, chat. I just want to talk about Elphelt, man, because I love this character. I just love her personality and stuff too. Like, you know, she's just, the way what she stands for fighting. She's just out here just trying to find somebody to marry, bro. She don't care who you are. She's just trying to marry everybody, bro. She don't care. She's trying to marry the entire world. I just think she's a funny character. Also, I think she has the best taunt in the game, by the way. The little Super Saiyan taunt. That thing's actually godlike. If you haven't seen that, go look up Elphelt taunt, by the way. The one where she charges up, that one's kind of tight. I'm not gonna lie to you, that one's pretty tight. Real talk, I hope Elphelt never comes back. Dang, that's crazy, man. Look, I know Elphelt get a bunch of hate, but hey, if she never comes back, I guess I'm just be a Milia player for the rest of my life. I got no problem playing Milia. I wanted to play Milia anyway. When XRD actually came out, I was gonna play Milia. Then I saw Elphelt. It came out and I was like, let's do this. So that's how I went. But yeah, she don't come back, I'm just a Milia boy. It is what it is.